This is the Slots and Sockets Podcast, episode number 91. I am one of your hosts, IRD Moose, and my partner in crime,
Regular Turbo Penguin today.
Regular, drinking a yellow soda thing.
Mellow yellow.
Mellow yellow. I haven't seen that in a long time.
I know.
So,
it's hard to find.
Yeah, how you doing after our little bit of Christmas hiatus and Christmas and New Year's hiatus?
I am good. Christmas Penguin is alive and well.
Good. Got all your decorations put away, or are you leaving them out to piss off the HOA?
Piss off the HOA.
Good answer. I love it. So, since we took our hiatus, we decided to kind of come back with little coverage on CES, and neither of us had a chance to actually physically make it out there, but we've been watching the coverage from a lot of other sources and following up on things, and we've got some interesting things to talk about. And I think we're going to organize this chat a little bit differently, focusing on the major brands rather than going to individual stories. So would you like to kick us off, Turbo?
Yes. AI Turbo Penguin wants to...
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So let's start with AMD. Okay, so it is absolutely true that everything in CES, they think that we're all a bunch of idiots because all they think that we care about is AI.
Yep.
And what they don't realize is that none of us do. We're all praying the AI has an absolute failure, which it will, I think.
Yeah. I think the bubble's going to pop, and then people are going to start using it the way it should be used.
Yeah.
You know?
But let's talk about some of the AMD presentation, because other than talking AI 1,001 times, there were a couple of things that AMD came out with. No new GPU, so no surprise. Okay. Yeah. So the next generation of AMD Ryzen AI Max. So this is the APU. It's kind of more like a refresh of the 300 series. There is an architectural difference. And interestingly enough, they taught that their focus on this was the 60 tops on the MPU, and the increased speed of the memory. It's going to be a 24 or 12 core chip for the CPU side, and it's going to have 16 clusters of the RDNA 3.5. So this is going to be the AI Max 395, just a little bit faster. Yeah. The one thing I will say about this, and the positive thing about this, is that this is going to have at 16 graphic CUs on the 3.5. Mm-hmm. These are still boosting, and these are primarily desktop. You'll see these in mini PCs too, but these are designed really to be in laptops. 5.2 gigahertz is the boost. So
that's nothing to sneeze at for a mobile part.
Very quick. So how that compares, I think it's going to be faster than the 395, the AI Max. Again, AMD does what they do best, and they change their naming.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be the Ryzen AI Max 395. The new name for their top flagship is the Ryzen AI 9 HX 475. No more Max. We're going to replace it with an HX. Don't be confused, because you can get an AI 9 465 without an HX, with only 10 cores and 12 CUs. That's totally not confusing. Oh wait, yes, no, it is. Sorry.
Yeah, that's got my eye twitching and like just bewilderment. Like,
Let's
come
just,
on, guys, you
next
can't
year,
come up with better names.
yeah, next year it's going to be the Ryzen AI HX Max 575.
I mean, it was bad
Probably the
enough.
573, right? Something stupid like that.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, it was bad enough before they started throwing this AI garbage in that, like we had the Ryzen 7 59 or 5740 HX in laptops. Like, just call it Bob,
you
please.
know, when you look at the AMD keynote,
Mm.
um, AI is everywhere.
Oh, it pretty
They,
much everybody's keynote was AI.
none of these products are geared towards um gamers.
Yeah.
They're number one, like they talk about the MPU tops way more frequently than the CUs. The CUs don't change. You're
Hmm.
still going to get 3.5 RDNA. You're still going to get 16 CUs. So the guess here is that while this is going to be an upgrade, um, I think really the difference here is going to be it's going to be Zen 5 cores.
Yeah.
So there'll be some uptick in performance from that. But let's be honest, no one's really using these NPUs in gaming. So that you won't really see anything there. Memory speed goes to 85, 33 mega transfers. So there's probably some benefit there. And that might benefit a little bit more because it's shared memory between the the CPU and the GPU internally. So, but realistically, um, that's it. I mean,
Yeah.
they showed off a lot of stuff. They talked a lot about, I mean, they came up with this Yoda scale computer. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just it's a Yoda flop, 10
Hmm.
plus Yoda flop,
Yeah.
whatever. Um,
That's the thing is like I think they're turning the CES Consumer Electronics Showcase into the electronics consuming us.
yeah,
It's not for us to consume, it's for billion-dollar corporations to consume us with.
yeah.
And I think the thing that was conspicuously missing from AMD's keynote was the 9850 X3D2. But
They did
the
release the
they did.
9800X, the 9850
Yep.
X3D.
They did talk
So
about that, but they
they
didn't
did
talk
talk
about the
about
99.
they didn't talk about the 99. And the honest truth is if you were going to buy, an upgrade, you know, to on an AM5,
Mhm.
technically speaking, the 9850 X3D is going to be faster by 400 megahertz than the 9800 X3D. It
Yep.
will be quicker. It's probably a couple of percent. If you have a 7800 X3D or a 9800 X3D, you're probably not upgrading.
Yeah.
If you were saying, "Oh, I'm buying it with my, with some tax return money," then that's the chip you'll want to get. It's the latest and
Yeah.
greatest. It's going to probably be $30 more,
Yep.
um, or it may even slot in the same price point. We don't know pricing yet.
Yeah,
Um,
I would guess right now because one of the things that happened is the source that they spoke to, they told, I think it was Computer Base, they basically said stay tuned. So they're not
a lot
announcing
of
it, but they
yeah,
confirmed. And
yeah, a
there
lot
was
of state
been
tuned.
yeah, there's been a lot of that at the CES too. So I suspect they're waiting for Intel to release something that they can be like, "Hey, by the way, Intel, we beat you again." It's just,
Well,
and I don't blame them for hanging on like that, but I mean, I think them not even talking about it during their keynote just goes to show they're not actually out there for us consumers. It really is, for OpenAI's dollar store Jensen Wong.
yeah. Anyway, I mean
Yeah.
AMD in a nutshell. Um, That was it. I
Yep.
mean, nothing surprising. Everything we thought. AI used 500 million times.
Mm-hmm.
Um, no new gaming graphics. The question is will we see the new Ryzen 400 series substantially in some of these, or are these going to be in really expensive laptops and in mini PCs? Because the honest truth is that we really didn't see
Yeah.
the 300 series AI Max in anything that was you know gamer
Compelling.
focused,
Yeah.
or yeah, I think compelling is probably a good way to put it. So
Yeah.
we'll see if that actually turns into real products.
Yeah.
um
I mean,
or
some of
if
the mini
it's
workstations look cool, but again, it's not a laptop.
exactly.
You know.
I may not be okay with that, but anyways, okay,
Yeah.
let's switch gears and go to nVIDIA. So
nVIDIA.
nVIDIA's got a couple of things as far as technologies and products.
Mm-hmm.
AI again. I mean, they probably were the worst offender of how many times you said AI, them and Intel.
They usually
Um,
are.
they have a new Vera Rubin supercomputer
Yep.
that's using all of the VRAM from the Blackwell chips, so that's why they're not making very many of them. The two things I think are going to be they're going to be important from an NVIDIA side is going to be DLSS 4.5.
Yep.
Okay. And should I say exciting? No, because I don't think this is exciting, because all this is going to do is give them frame gen times 6. So for every one real frame,
Yeah.
you get 5 fake frames. So, but apparently the algorithm is improved, so it's good. Your fake frames feel less fakey, but they're
Mm-hmm.
still fake. We did confirm. The frame gen is still making fake frames. Um, it's but word on the street is it's 2% less fake feeling
Yeah.
than the last
Yeah.
DLSS 4. So if you really like your fake frames, DLSS 4.5 is right up your alley. Feel a little bit more real,
Yeah. Well, I see. I'm waiting
just a little bit.
for the whole frames where it feels 4% less fake. So well, I'm still holding out on that.
The other thing, and it's hard to see, I guess, unless you're in person, is G-Sync Pulsar,
Mm-hmm.
and that is a G-Sync V2.
Oh,
Um, and apparently, this is to reduce flicker reduction and enhance motion clarity. Um, it does use sensors and changes color based on ambient light.
hmm,
So
interesting.
um, it's one of those things that they've said, and it was like that's interesting, but it's one of those things that it's almost like you're going to have to see it in person to see if this is really that much difference. Because in all honesty, I felt like G-Sync was a pretty and FreeSync were pretty good solutions to the tearing problems.
Yeah.
And I don't, especially consider we've kind of adaptive synced from most monitors now.
Yep.
I'm skeptical whether Pulsar, G-Sync, or whatever the heck this thing is, um, will be something that's really different, or if this is just them saying, well, we actually have this other thing that does G-Sync plus one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing is that the big thing they talked about was adjusting the brightness and color temperature based on ambient light. And I'm like, right. So you
Yeah.
can't just go into your monitor settings and set that up. But
I don't want things messing with my color
I,
temperature.
yeah.
It drives me nuts.
So,
Yeah.
but other than that, an AI 500 million times,
Right.
that's, um,
Wait, Jensen didn't make another crack about $10,000 gaming PCs?
oh gosh, I hope not.
I mean, if you need to know how out of touch Nvidia is from
Yeah.
the consumer base that literally got them to where they are, it's last year's
Yeah.
CES all over. But
Yeah.
I
But there's
honestly,
nothing
I
new.
mean,
There's
yeah,
realistically speaking here, there's nothing there. There's no CPUs, there's no new GPUs. They confirmed that.
yep,
It's the DLSS for gamers. I guess practically you could say the Pulsar. If you're a NVIDIA fanboy, you'll probably go buy it.
yep.
The rest of us will be like, you're right. I mean, if you're in
Well,
the market for one, maybe you'll go buy it because I guess it's better. I don't know. I
yeah,
wouldn't put
and
money that it's better.
they said our favorite two-word phrase from this for the CES, stay tuned, when they were asked about supercards for the 50 series.
No,
They
they said
basically
no.
said, well, they said no for now, for this year. So we may
Yeah.
still see supers next year, but
I don't think
I
if you're not
mean,
going to do them,
we might not.
if they're not doing it in 26, I mean, next gen, is slated to be first half of next year. So
Yeah.
I would be wildly surprised. And
What if
considering that AMD didn't release anything there, I don't see the, I don't see that happening.
stupid
Um,
idea that's exactly what NVIDIA would pull? What
but
if wait, hear me out. What if the 50 Super Series is actually going to be the 60 series?
it's not.
It's just dumb enough Jensen might do it.
No, they take
So
too much flack for it. What they'll do is they'll
they didn't
slap a
get enough
6
flack.
on it and add some more RAM and they'll rebrand it and say it's 60 series. It's 7% faster with more memory.
It's the 60 series titanium
Yeah,
edition.
whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll go with
exactly.
that. So moving on to
Intel.
our friends at Intel. Yes. What have they
Okay.
blown up on the bench today? I mean, what was their CES announcement?
Panther Lake.
That
Okay.
honestly, yeah.
Yeah. So the interesting thing at the very beginning, they started and they confirmed to all their shareholders that they actually completed their Intel 18A target and shipped something in December of 25 using the 18A process.
They shipped a thing. Good job,
And
Intel.
25.5, and they're announcing that in 26.
Mhm.
So yeah, go to Intel. Way to go. You confirmed you sent something last year. The question is, we're not sure if those things aren't gonna fry themselves, but you sold something. Um,
Congratulations, Intel. Have a Martinelli sparkling cider to celebrate your participation trophy. Not sponsored,
exactly.
by the way.
Not sponsored. Um, but their big thing and is Panther Lake. Now, look, there are marketing slides, and I don't trust any of the stuff we're seeing on any of these marketing slides
Yeah.
because once again, when it came to graphics, Intel made a big deal and had all of these different graphs. And once again, when you start looking at what they're comparing different versions, they're gimping AMD stuff,
Mhm.
and they are absolutely putting their stuff in the best light and legitimately showing AMD in a negative light. Um, I think this is bad because they're saying this is going to be 77% faster in gaming performance, which look, don't take any of the performance numbers from any manufacturer from CES
Yep.
and actually think you're going to get it.
But
Okay.
Turbo, the Ultra 9, I'm sorry, the Core Ultra X9 388, I'm sorry, the Intel Core Ultra X9 388H with Intel Arc B390, finally got it out, is faster in most games than an NVIDIA 4050 laptop card.
Um, yes. Okay. And again, Panther Lake is doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And it's driving me nuts because they say 16 CPU cores. Okay. It's 4 performance cores, 4, you know, E cores, and
Economy cores,
four
yeah.
economy. They've got a performance core, an econ core, and they've got another type of core. But
The
the only
POP
ones you
50
care
core?
about are the four. It's a 4 core processor,
Yeah.
and you know. But I also add in the the AI side, their core processors top out at only 50 tops, whereas the AMD stuff now is at 60 tops. Why that makes a difference? It doesn't.
Didn't you know you're an AMD fanboy for pointing that out, Turbo? How
Oh
dare
well, I
you?
bet apparently so.
Yeah. I mean,
And
gosh.
the 12xe cores, which is so stupid the naming they're doing with this. They're not. Apparently, they're more efficient, and they're adding AI frame gen. And so,
Now that
look,
part is interesting. That part does interest me, but continue.
you like okay, so tell me why you're interested about fake frames, because you just have this long rant about why fake frames are bad, but you like
They
Intel fake frames.
Well, I didn't say I like them. I said they're interesting what they're trying to do because they have, with their
Hmm.
fake frames, they have significantly reduced the latency to generate them. So it does
Why
have
don't
a
they
better
just
feel
make the NPU to make more real frames rather than trying to make a bunch of
be-
fake crappy frames?
because then they'd have to actually produce a good GPU turbo.
There we go. That's my problem. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
the truth is, from a gaming perspective, I don't see how this is going to be competitive
Yeah.
when we actually get real hardware from vendors.
Mhm.
I don't see how Panther Lake is going to be a huge success.
It
Because I
likely
think,
won't. Yeah.
but the thing is that will it sell?
It'll definitely
I
sell to business customers.
I think it's gonna sell.
Yeah.
Um, the question is in the gaming side of things, I don't think it's gonna get a lot of traction. Um, you know, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
And
we'll have
then
to see until actual hardware comes out. But I mean, it is interesting, even though I don't care for fake frames in the way they're doing it now.
and then the other big thing was Intel said that they wanted to make a handheld gaming chip, but didn't want to release anything at CES, but that there would be news to come. So I guess they're going to try the MSI Claw version 2
Hmm.
and see if they can actually sell something. We'll see.
Yeah.
More to come on that. Um, and then as far as other brands, we see some of these we've seen this in the past, and this is just kind of cover similar stuff. Lenovo's got the little rolly screen. Okay. They've got
Yeah.
another version of that. They haven't really sold it in the past, which makes me think it's not really ready for prime time, but they're showing you different versions of that.
Yep.
Um, a new Legion Go 2 that's going to come with Steam OS. It's
Yeah.
interesting. We'll see
They're,
how it is, but at $1,100, $1,200, sorry. See how that
for the
looks.
top model. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
actually a Steam OS with the Z2 Extreme that's also in the Asus Xbox
ROG.
co-branded
Yeah.
deal. So you actually theoretically we could compare Steam OS side by side with Windows and see just how abysmally Windows 11 performs.
Um, Razer. We didn't talk about this. Um, they had a new gaming peripherals that were called lifestyle products. Um, and that there's a group of concepts and products, some physical things and some things,
Mhm.
some concept art. And basically it is more AI, or lets you talk to an AI about things, and it's got cameras, and um it's kind of, I don't know how they're going to use it, but apparently they think you're going to wear a headset that has cameras in it, and then you're going to talk to your AI about things you see, rather than to talk to the person you're across from at a restaurant or something. I don't know. It's it's one of these products that you look at and be like, who the heck wants this? And I don't think we'll probably ever see the light of day, but apparently that's a thing that they've made. I'm wondering if this is just something that they made. They're like, we can make it something that's AI because they don't have an AI thing, but nobody wants AI stuff. So, anyways,
Yeah.
um, they have that. Um, Asus got a couple of interesting things. Well, not interesting things. They have some products.
They have a dual displays Zephyrus laptop, which
Yeah, dual display
kind of looks
Zephyrus.
interesting.
They've got, apparently they're teaming up with X-Rail and they're making ultra fast gaming glasses. We'll see what that is.
Okay.
Again, this isn't VR, so
It's
um,
closer to AR, but you're just wearing a 2D screen on your face,
apparently you're
basically.
supposed to play your game with that. So you're going to have your screen, and then you're going to have your AR. Anyways,
Yeah. Who knows?
it didn't really make a lot of sense. Maybe it makes a lot more sense in person, but it seems stupid. The dual screen, um, HyperX slash HP now think that your headphones need a brain scanning tool. So I guess it's going to scan your brainwaves.
I mean,
And
I
so
know what
they've
goes on in my brain. I don't want my computer scanning that. That's no hard pass.
um, again, I mean, if you're a tech company making gaming stuff, apparently you've retooled and used all your engineers to sit there and say, how do we have AI in something?
Yeah.
And some of these like Razer and HyperX are like, let's put them in our gaming headsets, and you're like, what? It's the
Dude,
dumbest thing ever.
they're trying to put AI in toasters now. Like,
It's the dumbest. It's
why do
so
you need
stupid.
AI? You don't need AI for that.
Um,
Like, yeah, it's
yeah,
it's a solution
that's,
looking for a problem, really, more than anything.
in all honesty, CES 2026 is sort of bust
Yeah,
from a realistic consumer view.
yeah,
There's nothing here that's like, ooh, um, there, especially from gamers. There's nothing.
yeah.
There is absolutely no new product that anyone should be excited about. Um, because the honest truth is that we're all sitting back waiting for AI to implode, for RAM prices to come back to normal, and for nVIDIA and AMD to come back to us as gamers and sell things that they actually sell because they don't have a mining boom or an AI boom or whatever boom they have,
Well,
and start
yeah,
selling consumer products.
and
I mean,
it's
the
it's
reason,
the whole reason that this AI boom is going on is it's a self-feeding cycle because all these companies keep cycling the same money around and around and around, and we're just stuck holding the bill, unfortunately. So hopefully that changes sometime soon, but I don't know. I don't think it will, at least not for this year. But
yeah,
yeah, I mean, and yeah, exactly to your point. It's a huge snooze fest, like AI this, AI that. I just want pretty games. I want stuff to look good. I want my games to look like Batman Arkham Knight, not Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Like I want things to start looking good again. I want games to come back. And we didn't get any of that this CES. And, we might see some stuff because, like you were saying earlier, the GPU refresh is probably coming in time for next CES. But the way they played the 50 series, I don't think NVIDIA is really going to come out swinging because they don't see AMD as competition because they're largely in two different markets on the GPU side. AMD's pushing their AI stuff, but that's basically a different tech stack from what I understand. Their CDNA stuff is supposed to be coming, but we'll see. And I mean, I hate to be pessimistic because I try to be optimistic, but I don't see a whole lot of cool stuff coming out except for maybe the AM5 CPUs. We might see some cool stuff with the 10th gen Ryzen coming out, or well, Ryzen 10 series, whatever we want to call it. Um, but you know, they haven't made any announcements on that front, and we haven't heard any leaks yet for those beyond the stuff
I think
that's
what we should do, I think what we should do is we should do the countdown for when people realize that nobody is buying and spending money to consume AI. And so the question is, so I'm just going to put you in the spot.
sure.
Okay. Do you think it happens this year?
I think if it does happen this year, it's going to be toward the end of the year.
Okay. So you think, no, okay. So if you had to guess, regardless of what year, when do you think we can officially call the AA bubble popped? Completely popped.
I mean, I don't want to necessarily give a time frame, but
Oh, come on.
we'll see.
You need to do it. Come on, do it. Just
Okay. Okay. Predictions.
prediction.
I think what we're going to see is a flop of GPU announcements at next CES. They're just going to be completely underwhelming, and people are just going to get so pissed off that AI just starts dying off. And so the actual die off, I think, is going to start in earnest next year.
Okay.
I don't know. I could be wrong.
September. This September.
You think September?
This September.
Okay.
Because I think it's just going to be, because here's the problem. You know, you have all these people saying, well, I have all these GPUs, but I don't have power. Okay, you don't build a freaking nuclear power plant overnight. You don't build a power plant overnight. Okay, if you can't have power, you can't use these. So why are you buying all of this hardware to sit on it on your butt and not use it?
Yeah.
So you know, there will come a time where you're like, yeah, I can buy it and I can spend stupid amounts of money, but if I can't plug it in and use it, why am I buying it?
Yep.
And I think that's going to stop selling at that point. And then once they realize that, you know, you're going to start seeing, you know, unless there is something bigger, faster, better out there, I think you're going to see the second half of, you know, the third quarter of this just be
completely bloodbath.
Pop.
Yeah.
I think all of them, all of the
sense.
valuations from from all these AI companies are going to go. I think we're going to see a number of these AI companies just disappear.
Yep.
I think the tune from marketing perspective is going to stop, albeit late, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to still be talking AI when nobody's buying it.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen is that the consumer side of things is not going to have sales, but then the corporate side of the buying is going to absolutely dry up.
Yeah.
And these companies are like, nobody's buying our stuff.
Yep. Yeah, and I think you're probably right. I mean, I'm still kind of holding to Q1 of 27 for that pop, but you know, it's we kind of have a 6-month window. I agree. I absolutely
the sooner
agree.
the better. And you know, everyone, like, you know, and I'll say this, you know, if you're a company that has stopped to sell to consumers, like Crucial, you're never going to get another penny from me.
No.
I am so hacked off that you're just going to be like, they didn't have to do that.
Well, they will get money from you, but they're going to be getting it third hand through, you know, 2 layers of suppliers. Because Micron still sells to, you know, all these other manufacturers. So you could eventually.
No, but they're not going. They've said that they're going to push all of theirs to. I mean, maybe they're going to still make chips, but not
Yeah.
the RAMs,
Right.
the RAM stick. But
Right. They'll make the
I
chips.
don't
So
know.
you might have Micron chips in your products, but you won't be buying them directly like we used to through Crucial back when Crucial was cool.
Crucial still
So,
sucks.
yeah.
Anyways, and on that note,
Yep.
and on that
On
bombshell, because
that
that's
bombshell.
nothing new, and Crucial
Right.
still sucks. That's it.
Yeah. So on that bombshell, thank you all for watching. We appreciate you giving us a little bit of your time. And that's actually my pie timer going off. So
Your pie timer?
yes, I'm
You
cooking
have
a pie.
pie?
Don't judge me. I'm making
What
pie.
kind of pie are you making?
It's a Dutch apple pie, and Mom is
Why
going
are
to
you
love
are you
it.
sharing some with me?
I am sharing it with Mother. You have to come here to get it.
I'm just very disappointed. You now tell me I have no way of coming.
You are free to be pieless and disappointed all you wish. Perhaps in the
Freaking
future
A.
there will be a pie for you. But for you in the audience, I apologize.
That
I can't
hurts.
deliver pie. So instead, I will say thank you for giving us a bit of your time. And until next time, have fun storming the castle.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.